I came last time, I think 3 years ago, and the weather was very nice, so I take the opportunity to walk around the downtown, and it's extremely beautiful. But in my country, I live in Spain, in Madrid, and usually never snow, at least not like here. So it's also nice for me to see something that I cannot see in my country. So I would like to thank Selena for his passion with this project that I'm going to share with you. Thank you to UNICEF, because we will see that all the program, all the activities, the classroom activities I'm going to show you, to try to show you during this presentation, are already translated in your language. So you have in your language that it's something, this is the first barrier. When you develop a project or program or activities, then you have to translate to the local language of the children and the parents. And now with this program, we don't have this barrier. And I would like to say thank you to Mirna, because she has been very patient with me, with the emails and those things. And well, I would like to thank to all the team of UNICEF. As she said, my name is Elvira Sánchez, and I'm working in the World Association of Early Childhood Educators. People usually know us like AMEI-WAECE, it's our name. We are a small NGO without spirit of profit in the service of the educator of the smaller children. When I say educator, I'm saying educators, but we are talking about preschool teacher, kindergarten teacher, teacher of the youngest children, children below 7 years of age. And we work at 2 levels. The first one is with educators, to work directly with children. And our basic goal with this target is to give them the reports, materials, and so on, every materials or every resources that they can make their job with children more effective and why not more gratifying. And the second level is with governments, institutions, medias, and so on, because it's really important that this target group know about the importance of this age group. So, well, we are UNESCO Early Childhood Partner. We are also associated with the DPF of United Nations, and we are members of the civil society of the Organization of American States. And I'm going to try to explain in about 15, 20, well, maybe it's going to be 15, because I know it's on Valentine's Day, and I'm sure that you have a lot of plans. So I'm going to try to explain in about 15 minutes one of our most important projects for the education of the young children. This program is called Learning to Live Together in Peace from Early Years, a project for values education. And the program, this program was promoted, was decided to promote the value of peace from the first years of life. Okay. This is a UNESCO report. It's called Learning the Treasure Within. Maybe you have heard before with other name, the Lost Report. This report was published in 1997. And they say that the education of next pillar, of next century, the century that we are right now, has been based on 4 pillars. The first one was learn to be. And here they are talking about the development of the child's personality. The second one, the third, learn to do. And here we are talking about doing things, about ability. For example, learning how to tie their shoes strings and so on. Learning to know, we have to give children the knowledge that they will need to use during his life, and learn to live together. And let me use the words of the former General Director of UNESCO, Dr. Kiyoshiro Matsuura, because he explained it better than me, at least in English. He said that this 4-pillar learning to live together has taken on a special significance. And he said, the changing international situation has suddenly made one of the central themes of the Delors report, the learning to live together one, acquire refreshed urgency and relevance. More than ever, he continued saying, the contents, the methods, and results of learning must be revised to make education a more effective and powerful tool to build the defenses of peace in the man of the men. It's particularly important that we banish violence from young minds and that we guide them to the virtues of tolerance, mutual understanding, and peace, not only in action, but also in thought and in expression. Well, we don't need to read we don't need that UNESCO tell us that this 4-pillar has taken on special significance. Because if we ask people around us to make a list of the basic trends or basic characteristics of Korean society, almost for sure they will mention quite a few negative values and behaviors. And these values and these kind of behaviors, if we try to analyze the causes of this negative vision, we could easily arrive to the conclusion that we are living in the society of violence and contempt. And obviously it has to change. We understand that it's really important, it's fundamental that from a very early age, the idea of peace be built in the mind of the children as something natural. And we have to do so when the personality of the child is being formed, not later. And we have seen, and I'm going to repeat and repeat and repeat, because Emily showed us, Pia also a little bit, that it happens during first infancy, before 6 years of age. There's other theory that I like to use it because it's very simple. When we work with children, we are not doctors, we are not meditaticians, we are just educators, preschool teachers, or psychologists. But there's one concept that I like to use that is the windows of opportunities. What it means, the windows of opportunities, it's related to the critical periods of brain development, which is, obviously we know that learn continues during the whole life. That's what we are here. That's why I came here for learning from your experience, and you came here to learn from our experience. But these windows of opportunity exist when the brain can absorb more information, new information more easily than in other periods of life. So when it comes to values education, emotional education, social skills, these windows open when the child born, and then start closing when the child goes to primary school. So this is the opportunity that we have to take advantage. So when we began to think about the makeup of how to develop this project education, one question came up: what is peace? The first thing that we did was to look up the word peace in the dictionary, but it didn't help us. It was a disaster. I recommend you, if you have free time, to take the dictionary and look up the definition of word peace. So we decided to consult actors directly, because if we had to devise an educational plan for peace education from childhood, it was very interesting for us to know how children define peace. So that's what we did. We make a survey in 29 countries to know what was peace for children. We also asked peace concept for adults, because we wanted to see what's the difference between the concept that children have and the ideas of peace that adults has. So, well, unfortunately, we didn't have any response from Bosnia and Herzegovina, but I know that they are using the program, which is the most important. So I bring some answers that they said. For the 82% of children, peace means not to hit to each other. It's logical. If you are if you see children in kindergarten or in preschool, I mean children below 6 or 7 years of age, they are very physical. So the relationship with their classmates, it's very physical. They hit each other. So for them, peace would mean not to hit each other. One child from Mexico, he said, one does not bleed. A baby from USA, he said, my mom. And this is the perfect definition of peace. I hope I have a baby, she's 16 months, and I hope someday if someone asks her, what is peace for you, she can say, my mom. It's the best definition. While other from UK was speaking without shouting. One from Argentina said, writing a letter to the police so that they arrest those who mock others. One from Egypt said, avoid saying unpleasant things. One from Colombia, unfortunately, he said that nobody dies. And one from my country, parents will not smoke or their lungs will turn black. So you can see the children, they can imagine a lot of things. So we asked also adults to know what peace means for them. So only 8% say, only 8% of the adults, when I said adults, we asked educators, people, well, not only educators, professionals of the early child education, I mean people from university, people from schools, and we also asked adults with no relationship with the education. But in both cases, the answer was almost in the same way. So only for 9% of those who responded was only this 9% for only 9% of those who participate in this survey, said absence of armed conflict. What it means? We had 82% of children saying that they use violence to resolve their conflicts. But for adults, the only 9% said that they use kind of violence. The difference between children and adults is that adults send planes with bombs, and children, they hit each other. It's the same. They use the violence in order to the conflict resolution. But for adults, what we have seen is the great majority of answer related the world peace with an interior state that was consequently transmitted to the rest of the society. That's what you have here. Well, harmony and inner well-being, respect for your neighbor, harmonious coexistence. You see something that is inside, you feel happy, you feel nice, you feel tranquility, and then this feeling makes you to have a good relationship with your environment. Love and respect for the people. As I showed you, absence of conflict, military conflict. I mean, violence for resolving problems, understanding, just society, dialogue between people, solidarity. So what practically in all of this response, the word peace is associated with what we have always known as values. It is respect, tolerance, mutual understanding, help. So finally, we concluded that the education for peace has to be the result of the education of values. We cannot talk values as values. So they arise, they emerge as a consequence of doing activities that children find interesting. If these activities that children find interesting are accompanied with feelings, with positive feelings, children will try to repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat, and then until this response become a moral norm or behavior. So I'm going to show you these 42 values that we found out for this survey. The first one, it's this activity. I'm not that tall. Well, the first one, it's learning to live together in the classroom, because if we are going to work values inside the classroom, first we have to have a kind of agreement between children and teacher, and between teacher and parents with the children. We can educate self-control, self-esteem, it's very important. Love for team efforts and work. If we are going to live in a society and we have to live together, we have to love in somehow how to cooperate with our partners. Bravery, because sometimes it's very important to have the courage to say that you don't like something. Patience, you know, if you want something, you have to be very patient. Honesty. All these images are in the program. Sensitivity. Perseverance. Maybe you can say perseverance and patience, it's almost the same. Yes, it's almost the same, but it's not the same. And when you are working with children, you have to have a lot of patience, because you have to repeat and repeat and repeat. And sometimes you have to repeat the same with other words. That's why most of them are very similar, but they have different activities. Resistance to the frustration or resilience. Independence, we are going to live together in peace, but at the same time we are individuals. Hard work or laboriousness. Order, I love this one. Creativity, it's very important to be a creative person, because if you have a conflict, you have to have different ideas before using violence. So we have to develop creativity to the children. Flexibility, sometimes my opinion is not the opinion that should be done. Responsibility, love and understanding, truthfulness, curiosity, because if we have to live together in peace, we have to have curiosity for what's going on around us. We cannot live isolated. Self-confidence, persistence, friendship. In Mexico, San Valentine's Day is the day of friendship, not only the day of love. I think that this is they invent to sell more presents, something like that. Because we're supposed to have only one lover, we suppose. But friends, you can have thousands. Well, filial love, goodness, love for nature, because we are living not only with people, we are living also with our planet. And we have limited resources, we have to share the resources. Generosity, compassion, obedience. I love this one, but I want you to understand that this is the whole program. We are not trying to educate children, very obedient children, very organized children. This is one value. We are trying to educate 42 values, okay? We are trying to balance. Gratitude, okay. Gratitude is more than saying thank you. Sincerity, tolerance, solidarity, mutual trust, cooperation and mutual help. Democracy, it's important to know how are we going to establish our relationships from a formal point of view. Respect for others' belongings. Justice, and it's very related to other values. For example, solidarity doesn't mean give, 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 give. Or generosity is not only giving, 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 giving. There has to be justice between these concepts. Collectivism, respect for the common property, which is similar to the respect for other belongings. Love for what is ours. This value, we had a problem in my country. At the beginning, it was called patriotism. But in my country, there are like a kind of different orientation. It's part of the country, they think that they don't want to be part of Spain. Well, it's a little bit complicated from a political point of view. So we changed the name, and it's love for what is ours. Maybe it's our culture or patrimony or whatever. It's love for what we feel that it's ours. And respect for the diversity. And I know I only have 5 minutes, maybe now I have 4 minutes. I'm gonna, the only thing I'm going to show you how are the activities. I mean, here, all these are activities, classroom activities in order to educate all these values. I'm gonna show you one PDF. I select the first one, I select friendship. I just want you to see, it's in your language. Sorry, I have to apologize if I cannot follow the PDF because I won't understand any word, but I want you to take a look into one of the value, okay? Okay, I imagine it means friendship, I'm not sure, I hope so. Well, now I have to take the opportunity to thank Emily because I know that she has something. Thanks, Emily. I know that you make a great job in order to put in contact with UNICEF. Thank you. So, well, the first thing that you will find in is that there's a definition of friendship. In all the values, we need to have a definition of what are we looking for in children, what are we going to develop in children. So, well, just to take a look into it. Each value is composed of 6, 7 activities, and each activity is composed at the same time by different parts. Different parts because we have to integrate these activities in the daily life inside the classroom. So the activity number 1 is called My Friend. I think it's the two friends or my friend. So here at the beginning you have a short description of what are we going to look for, what are we going to work. Well, you have the objective for each activity, you have an objective. It's really important, this objective, because then we will see that we are going to evaluate. We are going to evaluate the process. We are not going to evaluate children. And then, what we are going to use, we are going to talk, we are going to play. So you can see, this is not looks. I mean, you don't need a lot of materials, you don't need a big budget to develop this activity with children. Material that you need, very simple. If you don't have pictures, you can write, you can cut in magazines. So you can use, you only need simple things that in most of the kindergarten or preschool, they have it. And the activity. The first time of the activity is talking with the children about what is friendship for them, because we are at the beginning of the activity. This is the first part. The second part is the story. It's called My Friend. I'm not going to tell the story, but you have the slides. With this story, after telling this story, it tells about two children who are in the park, and when then suddenly a bear appears, and one children hide, and the other children cannot hide. And the message of this story is that if you are a good friend, you cannot leave alone your friends in the moment of dangers. So with this simple activity, which has different image, you can work also different things. For example, after telling this story, you can ask children, this story was in summer, spring, winter, when? And children, if you are teaching or in the curriculum that you have to fulfill, they are talking about season. If, for example, they are talking about countries, you can say, okay, this is in the beach, this is in the forest. I mean, you can integrate the educational value in the activities that you are doing inside the classroom. Well, you will see you have the story. You have also the question that you have to ask after the story. You have also, well, more activities. I just want you to take a quick look into it. And you have the evaluation. This was only the first activity. And we have 5 or 6 more activities. At the end of this activity, there's evaluation. There's evaluation because I said at the beginning that the values has to be objective, and because we need to know if we are going in a good way or not. If we have to move backwards and start from the beginning, or we are going in the right way. So this is what I understand nothing, but as I remember, they are asking if children have notion of friendship. The idea is that this evaluation will help educators and preschool teachers to know if they are going in a good way. Not to see if the children has a lot of friends or they don't have friends. This is the idea. I mean, when we say evaluation, yeah, okay. I'm not that tall. I mean, when I say the evaluation, yeah, I know, but when I say the evaluation, it's a kind of control for the teacher, for the preschool teacher, no? To control children, okay? I don't want to misunderstood. So I'm going to finalize. Just for finishing, I would like you to take note of the website where you can find these activities. And is that one? You will see that these activities, well, there are a lot of activities to educate all these values. You can follow at home also with parents. For example, the story about 2 friends, you can print it, you can print the text and give to the parents. Because maybe the children, when they go home, they will say, Mommy, I want you to tell me a story. And then the mother or the father can tell the same story that they are working inside the classroom. So thank you very much. I hope you receive a lot of gifts today in the St. Valentine's Day. And I hope see you in the near future. Thank you.